Hello and welcome to a bit of a different video this time around. This is a full walkthrough start to finish of how I'm going to build this skull run with very little cuts, or as little as I can get away with, so that you can see from start to finish my decision making and how I tackle a bunch of rooms as they show up. The idea is I'm going to grab whatever the fox gives me and just make do with it and see what we can muster up. We have Werewolf with Hunt, or we have Othello Gravedigger. I'll tell you what, Werewolf, it's ironic that this happens. Werewolf was actually, believe it or not, the skull that I last did this with. My new Werewolf, wow, okay, so we got the staff and the insignia. Would have been great for a magic run, doesn't matter. Temporarily acquire gold after kills, good. I did Werewolf the first time I did one of these videos. This is the second one I'm doing, where I just kind of start a build and go through. So I'm not gonna take Werewolf. Instead, we'll take the new skull, the new Gravey, because Gravey is fun and cool. We have the little halfling girl here, but we've just started. I don't have any lost life, so immediately I think to myself, right, Gravey is a power skull. If I'm going to keep Gravey as my dominant skull and use him the whole way through, I'm gonna need some good power items, so physical attack, and no thank you. I dominantly do take skull rooms when I start out, because for me, making videos and doing special runs and stuff like that, for me, it's actually very important to upgrade the skulls first. However, I will say here and now that whatever rooms you choose to take in the beginning is entirely preferential. If you want to focus on getting stronger items in the beginning of your runs, take item rooms. If you prefer to get, ooh, Minotaurus, that's actually not a bad second skull, for little great, you know what, I'll do it. Normally I would destroy this and get the fragments, but I'll take Minotaurus for now, just so I have two big, strong, heavy, beefy power dudes. But like I was saying, if you want to take item rooms, take them. If you want to take skull rooms, also take them. But it kind of just comes down to user preference. I always take skull rooms because the quicker I get to a legendary skull, the better for you guys. That's not the case this time around, but old habits die hard. Just like me, if I make this run as good as I want it to be. Oh, here we go. The sword in the shop. Fantastic. I just got that bottled embers that I don't want or care about, so I'm going to sell it. This serves a double purpose. One, it's good physical damage, empire, and courage. Two pretty good inscriptions on sword. Sword is actually probably like a rare quality item in terms of the actual value it gives you. Like, I know some rare items that are most definitely not as good as this sword. I would definitely take the sword over some of them, but it works really well for this kind of power build, and it's a Carlean item, so we get the money synergy with the insignia. Coming in here, let's go and take care of the first adventurer fight, and we have, oh, sword boy, cool, let's clash. Hang on, let me break this dude. We have Othello, the spear summon, who is a lot of fun to use. He works incredibly well at doing damage to anything. He might be the best summon, I want to say, as far as Gravey summons are concerned. Bit of a dispute as to what actually is his best summon, but Gravey, for Gravey, Othello and King Lear are two of the ones that work the best because they're ranged. Now, rewards. We've got Petty Thief, Facebug, and Thorny Pauldrons. The Thorny Pauldrons would actually work for both of our current skulls because they have dash damage tackles. Facebug would work very well as a quintessence option if we don't manage to find a good one in the meantime. And Petty Thief, 5 fragments. 5 fragments is okay. I am going to probably take Facebug here, because for me, finding a strong quintessence at some point in the run maybe won't happen sooner than it does later, because I like to take, you know, at least either a strong, rare, or unique quintessence, and Facebug is one of those really strong, really strong common items, common quintessences. Never used to be, but it is now, especially for boss killing. To be able to just do 30% more damage to a boss, very handy, especially if you're lacking in the damage department. He helps add a lot. Shield? Nah. We're getting some decent skulls, though, to break down. Any of these skulls would be viable for us right now, but I'll keep with Minotaurus and Gravey. Lord Grave. Hang on. Summon one Othello there. Hopefully he'll do some poking on this guy. I try not to use too many of Gravey's summons while he's in common. Like, later on, Gravedigger kind of ramps up a bunch. He needs to get to rare or unique, at the very least, before his potential really starts to shine. Wow, the bow, thank you. Look at all these Karlan items. We're one away. If I got the armor in here... Armor? No, damn it. That would have been too good, right? That would have been too good. But yeah, Gravey likes to be upgraded so he gets the benefits of the cooldown reduction when he kills his little summoned ghosts, as well as he just brings out more of them. Nothing here is especially good. If I were to restock, I'd lose too much money. Now, a thing about this shop and restocking is I look at the rough estimate of what stuff is selling for. So we've got rare items going for a little over 1,000, and a common here for about 950 or so. And I've got about 980, and if I were to restock and lose 200, well, I'd have to assume, okay, if I did find an item I want, can I not only make up that 200 deficit, but get maybe a little bit more so I could afford a rare? However, I wouldn't be able to afford a unique if it just so happened to show up, and it's just too much money right now. I'm gonna move on. That's my justification behind the shop, and how I choose to do the shop. Let me just summon a whole bunch of Othellos, swap out. Let me just throw the bug on someone. I think it landed on a normal tree. I've taken a lot of damage here, but don't worry, I'm not too fussed on taking damage in Act 1. You might be. I don't recommend that you take a lot of damage in Act 1. Try and avoid attacks, obviously. Just try not to get, you know, too injured while you're making your way through Act 1. But the enemies are more generous with healing in Act 1, for sure, than they are later on in the game. Like, in Act 4... to find a healing orb off of an enemy is like, whoa, you've hit the jackpot, dude. How did you manage that? But in Act 1, usually they drop more. I don't think I've actually... It's funny, I'm being proven an idiot because having said that, I don't think we found many, if any, healing orbs the entire way through Act 1 there. And I'm down 45 HP, but that's fine, that's fine. Let's make our way in and fight Yggdrasil. Now, a big issue with Gravedigger is his kind of inability to properly attack Yggdrasil. However, let me get the bug on real quick, and let me summon some Othellos up here. If we see, look at this, the way that his hitbox works and the way that they want to fight him is to do the spears down below, underneath his chin, and they're just simply gonna miss. If he puts his head down when he does his collapse after he does a special move, it can reach then, but you know, by that point, you're probably already either in big trouble or he's dead. So it doesn't really matter at that stage. Face bug, get on him. Swap. Dash. Just keep dashing when the fists are about to arrive. Dash. Dash. You can do it with power skulls. I believe in you. I'm going to stand on his fist so I can just do standing attacks, because power skulls have that big slamming jump attack that makes a little bit of a pain. Double jump up, dash away. Bit of a pain to try and... No, I mistimed my dash. Look at that. We do be failing sometimes at dealing with the fists. Down goes Yggdrasil. Lost like, what, 10 life? That's fine. We'll get a decent chunk of that back, and we get Elder Ent's Gratitude. Oh, good. Yummy, yummy. This is one of Yggdrasil's unique items that he can give you. It's a 40 absorption shield, right? It increases your damage by 30% while it's on you, but the item disappears if the barrier breaks. So I will recommend to you the same thing I tell everyone else who ever talks to me about this particular item. You can keep it, right? You can keep it up to a point. I always recommend that you sell it before it's broken. If it's broken, well, then it's worth nothing, right? You've just lost an item and you gained nothing in return. Nothing of value was gained. However, you can still benefit from a little bit of damage absorption and some... Oh, he died. Nice. And the damage bonus and the damage absorption, right? So there is benefit to be had. You just have to be quick at getting rid of the item if it's about to break. Because right now it is worth 422 gold. That's 422 gold that we could have provided... Oh, thank you. I think that's my first HP orb. Provided that we sell it before it gets destroyed. If it gets destroyed, it's useless. It hasn't served us any help besides absorbing 40 damage. To be honest, I don't care if it absorbs 40 damage for me. I should be okay surviving these first couple of acts. I've done them a few times. I think I know what I'm doing here. So we've got our health back. Fantastic, I'm glad. Dealing with the enemies in Act 2, some people still have a hard time with them. I can understand that. Oh, there we go. We took some damage from that slam. So the shield, I'm looking at the buff. We're down to 31 left on the shield. 31 life. I need to make sure I sell this off before we lose too much more of the shield. The shield enemies here, they're nothing. Shield enemy, just dash past them and deal with them. Fireball shooting dudes, they're nothing. I think it's mostly the big charges and the spear dudes. I think the spear dudes give people a bit of an issue. So the spear guys will always kind of preface their attacks. They'll always show you what they're about to do when they put their spears down and go to charge. And if you're above their heads, they'll swipe up. So typically, if you double jump over their heads, if you do one of these, you're kind of baiting them into doing their overhead swing like that, so it's sometimes unsafe. What I normally like to do is either dash past them, so one of these, or just do, you know, quick little dash and a hop over, and then, oh, Minotaur's attack is very slow, I'm sorry. I should have dashed. Best thing for Minotaur to do is to dash to interrupt the attack. And then hit him really quickly before he has a chance to do anything else. You could also just, you know, space him out and do one of these, kill him afterwards, but overall, they're annoying to deal with, but very... They are an enemy that you can deal with once you kind of get used to what they want to do. I think it's worse when they start to snowball on you and there's like 2 spear dudes, an archer, a big charger, and a shield guy, and then you just stop noticing what they're doing in the background. Now, in this shop we have some okay-ish items, but since our shield now has 19 health left on it, I'm not taking any chances. I don't really care about the rest of the benefits on this. I'm just going to sell it now and get the money, right? So even though we've been taking dominantly skull rooms the entire time, we have a bit of cash to work with. We have the Carlean synergy with these Carlean items. The insignia is giving us 30 gold per Carlean item. It does include itself. So there's 3, 6, 9, 120 here. And that's also with, now that we've got the knuckles that have Miser on them, we are getting 2 Miser, so 12% more gold. That also affects the Carlean insignia's gold gain. So thankfully we've made a bit of money along the journey here. We can do a reroll. I don't care about those items. Now, I will say, wind armor is pretty handy-dandy useful for power skulls. Mainly the ones that don't have a double dash. So I'm looking at Genie and I'm looking at Predator, as I think are the only 2 power skulls that don't have the good old tackle dash that power skulls have. So if you take a wind armor, which I'll take now, just to show off what it does, you have a 30% chance that your dash will instantly reset its cooldown. And if it does do that, you have access to a double dash. It doesn't always happen. It's kind of, you know, up to RNG. But having that chance to escape an attack, if you just mash the button, so it's like, oh, I'm going to dodge anyway. If the game is giving you the favor of giving you a double dash or even a triple or quadruple dash, then hey, you've just avoided some unnecessary damage even more. You know, you've probably avoided extra damage, or you've made it across the screen and gotten even further out of harm's way than you originally intended to. It's only a nice benefit. It also means if you have something like the Hunter's Boots, you've got some cool dash synergy with that. If we had, say, Thorny Pauldrons plus the Hero's Holy Sword, that gives 100% more physical attack on dash, that's a nice bit of synergy to have. Just gonna throw the bug on you here. Swap out. I thought I had more Othellos to summon. Nah, let's not worry about that. Let me just... Oh, my swap missed. That was unfortunate. Just smashing through them. Still taking some skull rooms, in case one of 2 things happens. In case I either find another skull to use, or in case I want to keep one of these 2 skulls and upgrade them with some fragments. Right now, I'm looking at keeping Gravey. I haven't made my mind up on Minotaur just yet. I'm gonna summon one fellow there. I kind of want to come up here and summon one up the top side, but I don't think I'm gonna get the luck of having one spawn. How's my Othello doing down here? Yeah, he's fighting away. I'll come back down and actually finish these guys. I was trying to do some micromanagement by multitasking and killing 2 dudes with one Othello, so to speak. But Othello's gonna take a while to kill these things without any help. Come on, dude. Don't put the shield up. Just look at that, look at that. You can walk behind him. You can just walk behind him. Alright. Coming up towards the Adventurer fight. Ooh, a unique pile. It's Rockstar. Rockstar would be very good if I want to commit to a magic build, which currently, I'm not going to lie, the only item here that really sells me on physical is Brawler's Knuckle, because, well, besides the crit and the Miser, it's not really doing anything else too specific. I could argue that the reason I have the Carleon Staff on a physical build is because of the Carleon synergy. Likewise, if this was a full magical build, I could say, oh, I'm keeping the sword because it's giving me an extra 30 gold every room. It's basically just here to make me money. I'll sell it later. And so the Brawler's Knuckle doesn't do either of those, and instead it's just physical damage and crit chance. But what I will do is actually take it, because this will keep my options open as to whether or not I want to transition into full physical with Gravedigger or magic with Rockstar. We've got a pretty good duo of skulls here that could go either way. Let's go and start the adventurer fight. I apologize. I'm probably going to end up talking all the way over the cool music that Rockstar brings out as he fights. Put the bug on her real quick. I want to get the band out, so I'm going to sit here and just spam buttons and then jam on them. And would you look at that, they're dead. I was able to drop a couple of amps down and jam on them with the chorus. If you're especially curious about how Rockstar works and how the band works, I'm not going to go over it in great detail now. I recently, I believe, put out a proper Rockstar run where I go over with him and explain with him. You can go and check that one out if you want to learn more about the Rockstar. Instead, we're going to move ahead and... Ooh, what do we have here? We have some... I mean, it's a rare. I get 11 fragments here. We have Nias, though, which... You know, it's alright for doing some magic stuff and some crowd control. The teacup is concentration, it doesn't worry me at all. Facebug, for the moment, though, is doing enough damage on its own to kind of, like, sell me on the idea that I don't need to get rid of my quintessence just yet. So instead, I will focus on more bones. Like I said, I'm still not sold as to whether or not I'm doing physical or magical, or which skulls I'm keeping, so I'm going to keep moving on. I'm not going to upgrade Gravedigger just yet. I don't want to make that commitment. If you're curious... Because skulls sell for a certain amount of fragments, a common skull sells for 5 and a rare sells for 11, right? So if you started with a common skull, like this is just some dumb math for you. If I decided I wanted to... Oh, nasty. Hang on a minute. I'm talking, lads. I'm talking. If I wanted to sell Gravedigger, I'd get 5 fragments, right? If I upgraded Gravedigger to rare and then sold him, I would get 11 fragments. But considering that Gravedigger was free at the very start of the run, like I started with him. It didn't cost me any fragments, it didn't cost me anything to get him. Likewise, I could just upgrade him to rare, pay those 11 fragments, and then sell him back for 11 fragments, and I haven't lost anything. I haven't lost anything from selling a rare. Typically, you should be safe in upgrading any skull to rare and then selling it after that, and you're not down any fragments. If you upgrade to unique, however, that costs you 30 fragments, and you can only sell them back for 22 if you want to get rid of your skull. So up to rare, it's fine. You'll break even. After rare, nah, you're looking at a loss right there, dude. You're not looking at good stocks. You're looking at negatives. You don't want to lose fragments now. That's just a little mini tip for you out there. When it comes to, is it worth upgrading my skull to rare? It's pretty safe to do. I could have done it with Gravedigger, but I didn't want to, you know, do it and then sell him later and make everything complicated. Instead, I'd rather just wait and see. Ooh, yuck. Ew, no. Don't play warrior. That's my tip. Ooh, nice fragments. Oh, speaking of nice. Whoa, speaking of nice. All right, we got a pretty cool room in here. We've got Shadow Knights. I still don't care that Shadow Knights does physical damage. I will use this on a magic build. I don't care. But 88-second cooldown, it's massive cooldown. However, the effect of it is just too good to pass up. I do see Frost up here with Hibernation. Frost and Rockstar would make for a very, and I'm hitting the word very, very hard here, very powerful build. And is also just a good chance to explain the only caveat, the only drawback to that strategy I just told you about how it's always safe to upgrade a skull to rare is if you're going to replace it with a skull in the shop, whatever you put in the shop, you're losing fragments. Like if I were to replace my Gravey and take that frost right there, I don't get Gravey's 5 fragments because Headless Dude here takes it. So I just lose fragments, basically. If I were to upgrade Gravey to rare, well, I paid 11 fragments and then I don't even get anything back. That kind of sucks. Whereas if you upgrade them and you can at least sell them afterwards, that's better. Now, very quickly, before I continue my stupid rant, I'm looking at the items on offer. I don't really care. I'm going to do a quick reroll. Giant's Axe for the physical. Lunar Ring for the magical. Wow, it really is making it difficult to choose here. This is where my brain starts to go in a little bit of overdrive. I'm thinking about the fact that we've got Shadow Knights, and if I want to make Shadow Knights do more damage, I should go physical, which also means I can keep the Brawler's Knuckle and keep that Miser synergy. So you know what? I could go magic here and take Frost Skull, but Frost and Rockstar, they're both very powerful skulls. I don't know if it's worth showing off strategy to you guys if my strategy is simply, oh hey, get really powerful skulls and then just win because those skulls are very good. Instead, I'm going to continue to do a physical build and show you guys how I want to handle a physical run. Now, before I activate this, I'm going to swap out. I'm going to summon some Othellos. I'm going to activate this. I might get that third Othello real quick. I'm going to come over to this side. I'm going to activate Shadow Knights. And I'm going to start killing these healer dudes and let Shadow Knights... Okay, it's over. I barely needed to worry about doing anything. The Othellos and Knights did a lot of work for us. 187 we paid for a princess box, but you know what, we don't even have full items yet. Let's take it. We paid 180 and we can sell that princess box for 422 when we don't need it anymore. So look at the bright side, we're at least making a profit, I guess, if you really want to think about it. We're making profit. It's not really a loss. Yippee for us. Let me swap out real quick and hit this lady. With Rockstar, I don't like to use the band too much if I'm not sure I can get the cooldown back before the boss fight or the adventurer fight. And I apologize for the small damage that Rockstar is doing on his regular attacks. We don't exactly have lots of good magic. However, thanks to the axe and the axe's effect... Come here, lady. Whenever we swap into Gravey, we are now getting... Oh, perfect. I wanted to time that out. We're getting that really cool explosion that launches enemies into the sky. So Gravey doesn't normally do damage on his swap, right? Kind of one of the only drawbacks he has is that if you wanted to do big damage by swapping in, he doesn't normally do it. The axe is going to let you do it because the axe is a cool item. I shouldn't say the axe because there's more than one, right? But this axe is a cool item. They're both cool items. The axes are fun. Thank you, Othello. I summoned one there. I need to start being conscientious of my cooldowns with Gravey in the meantime. I don't want to come up to the boss fight and not have any. Although, you're not mean. You've got all the time, I'm assuming, to stand around and wait for cooldowns. I do it whenever I'm making a normal video, but right now I don't want to waste too much time and stand there and wait as, you know, 3 full charges of my summon cool down before I start a boss fight like this right here. If I was to have used more Othellos back there, I'd be sitting here just twiddling my thumbs. Othello, waiting for cooldowns. Which I do sometimes for videos, to make sure that I can show you guys a really good start. Now, Leonia Sisters. People have a lot of trouble with Leonia Sisters, so I'm going to try my best to commentate as I fight through this. To give you guys, like, I've got a guide video that covers them. They haven't changed since. Jump up for that. Just get licks in as you can. Avoid that. Do some smooth dodging, or jump up out of the way. They're always going to attack one after another, so if there's a vertical, there's always a horizontal after. If there's a horizontal first, there's a vertical afterwards. One sister comes in. You can always tell, if you want like a warning as to when the one sister comes in, you'll see the lady in the background land upstairs next to her boyfriend up there. Yeah, I said it. Oh, move away from that. She raises her sword strap in the air. You can dash through that and iframe it, or if you're anxious about that, just bail out. Stay in the air if you don't want to get hit by this, or if you're not confident in your dodging. There's the horizontal, so we're waiting for a vertical. There's the vertical, we're waiting... Oh, double vertical. Prove me a liar, why don't you? That's rare. That's very rare. Normally the case is that they'll do one then the other, but they can both do the same. But damn, is that rare. 1 poke, 2 poke, she'll always do a third, and the third one, she sits there and does a triple, so it gives you a chance to get some damage. Run away from that. Come back and get some licks in. I'm gonna swap into Gravey. Jump up away from that. Dash. Drop an Othello. Jump. Land. Jump. You're playing skipping ropes with that move right there. You're playing skippins. So, jump. Move away. Whenever they do the whole, we're staying on either side and summoning lightning bolts at you. Bait it. So if you stand there long enough, they'll shoot towards you. You can jump. The second one will aim towards where you were in the air. And then the third one will aim at you once you land. So jump, land, jump works very well for that. Yo, this lady should be dead. Would you mind doing me the favor of... Oh, it's the other sister. I just looked at the health bar. No wonder. It's the other sister. Let's summon one Othello here. To get some extra licks in on this sister. And I jumped too early. Even I will make a mistake once in a blue moon. And that mistake costing me a nice little chunk of life. But that's the general idea behind it, right? Just don't jump as early as I did. You don't have to rush. You can wait. Now, while she's powering up, I'm going to preemptively drop my Othellos in. I'm going to summon the Knights. She will always start her transformation by throwing out one of those. I can't see anything. Don't summon Knights if you're not confident in it. Wow, she's dead. Okay. She will always start the fight by doing a Dark Slash. And you have to avoid it. Yeah, check out my part 2 Skul guide if you want to know more about fighting the sisters, because that was not a good example. Alright, the gold incense burn. I'm sorry. The gold incense burner. Shadow Knights, ruining it for me. Is a good item, we'll take that. We've got 80 fragments. I've already said that I'm gonna stick with physical, so you know what we'll do. We'll come in here and we'll upgrade Gravey now that I've made my decision. Gravedigger is a fine power skull. One of the better power skulls. As I've said a couple times over, we've upgraded him to rare, and oh look, now that we have enough fragments, we still have some to upgrade him straight to unique. Means we can get a second ability. Is that Macbeth? Is that Big Daddy Macbeth over there? Ooh, I like Big Daddy Macbeth. Now, I could take this item room if I'm worried about items, if I want to do like a dominantly solo Gravedigger run, and I didn't really care too much about finding a second skull or getting more fragments. I could start alternating and taking more item rooms, but for the purposes of this, as I normally do, I'm going to keep taking skull rooms, because hopefully one of two things will happen. I'll find another second skull to replace Rockstar, or I will simply farm out some more fragments, and we'll be able to upgrade Gravey, maybe around the time I do the second adventurer fight, if I'm a lucky lad. Let me summon some... No, don't do it. Let me summon some... Nope, don't do it. Let me summon a Macbeth right there. I'm gonna come up here and get rid of this guy, while my summons take care of business for me. Look at him go. This is why Gravey is actually quite cool. You don't even have to fight. Who needs to actually fight when you've got Macbeth and Othello doing all the work for you? Hello, lads. Let me just smash through you real quick. Now, skull, rare skull. Yay! Oh, no, not yay. Ugh, get away, get away, get away. Now, no. Summon some Othellos. Oh, it's the slime. Hello, slime. Can I summon my Othellos, please? I pressed my button, but it mustn't have taken. I've got to be close enough to the actual, grave spot. Now, my... Oh, wait, I can summon one up here. Summon an Othello right there, and he will do wonderful work for me. If I was really clever. No, not there. I summoned him in the wrong spot. That's a shame. I wanted that Macbeth up on this platform. But it doesn't matter, because Othello's got my back. Look at him go. Ready? Ready? The stabs. All the enemies down here are dead as well, by the way. Trying to get that ghost, and of course I've summoned... Oh! Knocked him into that trap. That was nice. Now, the slime NPC. I could finish this room first, but I'm not going to, because I know it's a skull room, and there's no other items to enter the room. So I'm not fussed. So, the prevailing theory on slime is that if your inventory is full, he will copy the last item. If your inventory is not full, he will copy the second last item. If this theory proves correct, we will get another gold incense burner. By the way, we now have 3 miser. I didn't mention that before, but we have some good income on the way. If this does turn into another gold incense burner, this will be somewhat of a very memey gold run. No, it turned into Prince's box. So, it seems like it's going to be one or the other between the second last or the last. It turned into an exact copy of Prince's box, which preparation and spring is whatever. Preparation is The rest of the box itself is pretty meh, so I'm not too fussed on it. I'm gonna leave it behind. I can just treat that as a, yay, I got some money that I otherwise wouldn't have received because he copied an item that I can sell. And we will let poor little monkey get destroyed there. The item gets destroyed automatically. I make my money. I come in here and we have the solar sword, which, to be honest, I'm kind of regretting not getting that ring earlier on so I can get the benefits of both worlds. However, it does have courage, it does have 25% physical built onto it normally, a little bit of adaptation. And we have plenty of cash. We've got 3 miser. We can afford this. Let's get rid of the princess box that we have. We've just lost 2 princess boxes in under a minute. Amazing. Do a re-roll. Nothing I want there. Looking at the price of items, it's approaching 2,000 gold. If I do a re-roll now, I'll lose 800. That'll put me down to about 2,500. So this will be my last re-roll either way. Oh-ho. And we're lucky. We're very lucky because we've found... damn. Metal box as well. I can't take both. If I could have taken metal box here, I might have. Because we haven't done the third, I should say, adventurer fight. And every single adventurer that you kill individually counts for metal box. So if we do the third adventurer fight, we'd get 15% more physical per adventurer. 45%. Which goes up to 60% after the 4th adventurer fight. So this would be base 60% plus courage plus brawl. Pretty good, even in Act 3, right? If you get this earlier, and you can get those, you know, Act 1 and then Act 2 adventurer fights in, even better. That's basically just another 45%, right? But we unfortunately have found it at the wrong time, but very fortunately, the competition that's beating it is Hope Slasher, which is amazing. Now, seeing as how we've got a lot of income thanks to Triple Miser, as well as just having a lot of good luck with items, we can afford just to get rid of the basic stuff. It is the weakest link here amongst all the items. The insignia generating gold, damage, utility, damage, utility. This does nothing. Get rid of it. I'm sure almost all of you had the exact same idea. And we get a special room. Yay, special rooms. You gotta love them. And it's for the wheel. Yay. This thing is a curse. It does leave me alone. Now, if you're not confident doing this room, right? You can just leave. Just walk out. Leave. This room is designed to ruin your day. It's designed to do a lot of damage to you. It's designed to ruin your run. However, I am a bit of a greedy goose, and I want that 422 gold. I don't want the item, I want the gold. So we're going to destroy the wheel. I'm going to swap into Gravey. I'm going to get hit, but you know what? I just need to get these things summoned, right? I just need to get them summoned. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to... Wow, I'm going to do my best. What am I doing? I should just summon Shadow Knights. I should just summon Shadow Knights. Why am I trying to do this legitimately when I can just summon Break Things Now? Break Things Now. Thank you. There we go. I lost quite a bit of life. Not as much as I could have, but the prevailing strategy would have been summon lots of minions and let Gravey's minions do a lot of the work for me. Water Skull at the end, that's fine. Give me fragments. Let's move on. I'm afraid Shadow Knights might be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for me in some of these areas that I honestly don't really need it. It's like I'm not trying to have Shadow Knights just take over and do a lot of these fights for me, but I mean, if you get lucky enough to get some of these things, you know, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to use powerful quintessences or items if you can find them. That's part of the whole idea of a rogue, is that RNG is going to come in when you least expect it and totally change things. Small, wee, little inconsequential tip. If you've got any kind of effect item or what have you that triggers on killing enemies, or that, you know, you want some extra money or some extra resources, you can just smash open these tanks and fight the enemies inside. They drop a little bit of either quartz and or money. You can do that. It's not really, you know, not necessary. It's one of those dumb min-maxy tips that really lame dudes like me will tell you to try out if you really want to. I'm gonna put a Macbeth right there because a tree spawns there and Macbeth is gonna wreck that tree. Look at them all go. Look at them all go being cool. This is why Gravey is really nice. As far as totems are concerned, yeah, I smash totems. I don't always go for them straight away. I don't always find it necessary to smash a totem immediately unless it's an armor one. If it's the big shield totem that's giving all my enemies hyper armor, then yeah, I'm probably gonna do my best to get rid of it, since it's going to be very annoying giving my enemies all that extra power. I'm gonna swap out to Rockstar first. I unfortunately don't have my triple Othellos to summon, but we have double Macbeth to summon and Shadow Knight, so I'm going to be a bit of a cheeky cheekaton right here and just summon pretty much all hell. Yeah, that's pretty expected right there. And the enemies unfortunately die. Couple of Macbeths, couple of Othellos, and an entire army of darkness. Yeah, they're not going to survive that. Moving on anyway. We have Pike, and we have Griffin, and we have the Priestess's Veil. Now, if I were to ditch Rockstar right now, I would only get 22 fragments, right? Which would put me at about 89 or so, but at 89 fragments, I would only need one rare skull to do the final trick and get me enough fragments to make Gravey legendary. But I'd be stuck with a common Pike with parry, which isn't a bad thing, and I'm going to show you that even common skulls can be very good if you've got the right items. If you've got a decent build, a decent set on you, even little common spear can work wonders. Because right now we have Hope Slasher, some damage from this, damage from this, damage from this, and damage from this. We've got decent damage loaded up and ready to go. And if I'm lucky, I will do this last room here. See, look, decent damage. Look at that. Decent damage. Look, he kills. Do a little bit of a parry right there. Didn't work because my Mirage ate that for me. Mirage and parries just don't get along. And of course, he's not going to kill as fast as like a big, powerful legendary, but he kills decently, right? His swap, especially, will do some nice damage. Oh, the reroll lady, in case we wanted to do some rerolling of our skills. I don't. I'm pretty happy with Macbeth and Othello being like the best summon, so no, I'm not going to do that. Look at all of the spear action going on right now. I can't even tell what's happening. Oh, we've got a unique pile. Oh, it's Dark Paladin. That sucks, because I like Dark Paladin. Now I know if I decide to go with a magic build, it'd be a Dark Paladin run, but that's fine. I will allow Dark Paladin to be destroyed, and seeing as how it's not an item room on the other end of that, and it's actually just a money room, I will take this room here, and I'll make my way through. If I had a skull that could do the cheese, probably seen me do the cheese before. I'm gonna summon the knights, actually. I don't want to deal with this if I don't have to, so let me just summon the knights and let them deal with all of this. And then I can come up here and deal with this guy. Stop it. Stop it, dude. Stop it. There we go. Dealt with. Mummy? Nah. Nah. Werewolf. Werewolf with predation. We have Wisp up here. Nah. Forget Wisp. Anyway, looking at the items, we have Ninja Mask, which I've started using Ninja Mask more. I'm not sure how Ninja Mask works with Gravedigger, because if the summons themselves are behind an enemy and they still attack them, does that count as an attack from behind? Or do the summons, as far as items are concerned, trigger based on where you are currently standing? So, for example, using these dummies right here, if I have Othello here, is he attacking the back of that dummy because it's facing away from us? Or is it because I'm currently behind him? If I stand here, does it count as back damage? I don't know. I have no idea. However, what I will do is pass up on that because I'm not sure. I'll do some testing later on at some point, and I'll do a reroll here. Nothing I want. I've got money. Let's reroll again. Thief Armor isn't bad, but because our Gravey attacks very slow. Sorry, Soulbearer. I want to look at his official new name. Soulbearer attacks pretty slow. I'm not too fussed on Thief Armor. The summons, if the summons crit, it will still trigger the giant ninja star. Normal attacks trigger the normal stars, but any crits will trigger the giant ninja stars, right? Giant shurikens. I'm still not bothered. So I can afford, just barely, because I'm going to have to sell another item even if I do find something. I can do one more reroll, and aha, there we go. We have access to Pot of Greed. No one knows what it does. Assassin's Dagger. But we have legendary quintessence, soon to have legendary first skull. We have legendary item. So that's 3 minimum that are pretty much guaranteed, 4 including the Pot of Greed itself. So I have no qualms in ditching an item. Seeing as how we've come a decent way and have a good amount of currency already going for us thanks to all the miser, I think it's about time to ditch the insignia, because next up to go will be the bow, I think, and then maybe the gold incense burner. I don't know. It might be, in some of your guys' opinion, a mistake to get rid of the insignia so soon, but I'm not fussed. I'm not too fussed on it. Like at the moment with the items we've got in the build that we have, we could easily get away with this. I'm gonna summon a Macbeth down there and Othello up the top. Come over here, summon a single Othello right there. He'll take care of those. Summon another Othello right there. He should take care of those. I'm gonna put a Beth right there, and he'll take care of the little dudes that spawn down the bottom there. Oh look, they're all dead exactly as I hoped. And I'm gonna use some smooth moves with the help of Pike to get away from everything. Yep, it's all dead. And Clown. I mean, I could take Clown. But at this rate, I'm better off just keeping Pike, probably. Right! This room right here. You can skip this room. You can maybe see on the ground near where the chair is, this second chair. I'm like, there we go, you can see it now. I'm not exactly standing on a ground, am I? I'm standing near a trap. You can, as people know, I do this all the time, skip over it. If I were to walk any further forward and as long as the loot spawns in the room, if the loot across there spawns, even if I trigger the trap, the enemies won't spawn. It stops enemies from spawning. But, as a lot of you might already know, falling down there means you have to fight a whole bunch of enemies, and if you are confident in fighting them and aren't afraid to lose some HP in the process, go fight them, you'll get money. If you don't want to fight them, move on, you'll get the gold, and like I said, you come back, and there are no enemies, but we did find an NPC down here. The Harpy specifically, who's going to give us a lot of bones. Which is why I do recommend that you check. Even if you skip something like this, come back and check, because you might have something really good down here that you've potentially missed out on getting. Now, item room versus money room. To me, items are money anyway, so it's kind of redundant. You could potentially get a legendary, you could potentially get a common. In Act 3, getting a common item here is probably not the case, but the idea is I would rather chance getting a really cool item than just playing it safe and getting basic cash. And yep, the summons are kinda crazy. I know there are some people out there who still don't like Gravey and they think he's not good, but I swear to you, he is decent. He is really good. Oh look, Coward's Cape. I don't want it. I don't want Coward's Cape. I'm gonna move on. Because I destroyed a whole bunch of those little enemies back there, the little ghosts that were spawned, I got some cooldown reduction for my Gravey. Smack that one right there. I've got my third Othello almost triggered. I'm gonna swap out to my Pike. I recommend before engaging in an adventure or a boss fight, if you have a particular skull that benefits greatly from swapping, so for example, Gravey summons a whole bunch of graves whenever he comes out, do that. Let him get his summon off, you know? Use the mechanic. I'm gonna summon pretty much all of the summons that he can. I'm gonna use Pike's parry. Wow, that was a lot of damage on the Chimera right there. That was kind of gross. Is this another case of me not being able to properly... I'm not even gonna try and talk about what the... Yep. I'm not even gonna try and tell you what the Chimera does. Check out my third guide video on the Chimera and... Yeah, okay. I was really hoping that this would be like an average normie, you know. Yeah, it's cool. It's a fun run, you know. Get rid of the gold incense burner. I know I said I was going to get rid of the bow first. Actually, I should still get rid of the bow. Let's get rid of the bow. 6% crit in the face of 40% from this. The bow is just not doing much. The gold incense burner will still at least give us more money on items and gold rooms. That's fine. We'll do that. Now, coming in, let's upgrade Gravey to legendary. Apologies for the run being very strong. I didn't mean for it to be strong. I actually meant for it to be kind of meh. That way we could see actual fights that aren't quickly glossed over. Since I have 60 bone fragments here, I'm gonna just upgrade Pike. Why not? There we go. He's upgraded to form 2. If I upgrade him again, he gets that weird jumping attack where he does the angled, like, dash down. I'm not really a big fan of that attack. It kind of ruins his air game for me. Pike, normal Pike, like common and rare Pike, have some of the best aerial attacks in the game. Like that little jumping shield smack is really good. And this one is... it feels like ninja now, and people don't like ninja's jumping attack, typically. Which secondary is that again? Forward march? That's the one that reduces the dash cooldown and increases distance for 12 seconds. Right, this is the spam dash. I always get this one and the other dash modifier mixed up. So I just had to make sure I knew what one I was talking about here. I could try and get 80 fragments in Act 4 to get Pike to Legendary, but honestly, it's not necessary. Yes, we have Pot of Greed, but that's only going to contribute 15% more damage. And I'm potentially giving up on a lot of money, or at the very least, the chance of getting better items that are just better than 15 damage. Like, would you rather upgrade Pike to Legendary and get 15% more damage? Or would you rather just get, like, a really strong item that does more damage? Like, you don't need to do this. No, I'm making my way out of there. Forget it. My summons will take care of you. My summons will do all my work for me. Summon an Othello right there. I'm gonna summon another one right there. Deal with these ladies. Smash everything. Start smashing, smashing, smashing. You don't have to deal with these guys. If you're worried about little bomb dudes, just jump. That being said, I got clipped by the tentacle. Just jump up and avoid them. Stay in the air. You can bait them. Get away from them. You don't have to fight them. You can just bait and run. Item is Hidden Dagger. When dashing, throws a dagger that deals physical damage. I'm not fussed on that. Like I said before, I'm taking money instead of skulls. I'm not bothered about it. Let's summon Shadow Knights. Why not? Let's let Shadow Knights just kind of ruin this entire room real quick while I get some cooldowns back. Nice. Let's get my let's get my physical buff from the wolf lady. I'm sorry. This run's kind of stupid, right? Let me, there's Pike's jumping attack. Doing all the work in the world. Let me do this, activate my parry before that guy throws his little candlestick damage thing at me. Swap. I shouldn't have swapped right there, actually. I should have swapped up here, where I could get more grave markers down. In fact, I'm going to trade back to a little spear quickly, so I can parry through some of that nonsense, swap again, summon Macbeth and Othello. Just one each will do. I can stand here now. Look. Oh, Macbeth, that big slam. Yep. Done for me. Handled. I can just leave now. I can just leave. Come into the shop. We have a bunch of trash, a lot of magic stuff. Kilovan up top, Gargoyle, Stone of the Air. Nah, we don't want any of this. We've got some cash. Let's do a reroll. There's Hero's Holy Sword. It's not bad on Gravedigger. You could just be like, especially with something like Wind Armor, I could just summon all of my minions and then dominantly spend the time just dashing around, avoiding damage, and they'll just spontaneously here and there gain big chunks of physical damage from my repeated dashing. However, that's a bit of a lame way to play, so I'm gonna re-roll the items. And Pain and Despair is gonna show up, okay. I could take Pain and Despair. It increases attack power whenever I attack and dash. It increases attack speed. I'm sorry, I said attack power. Attack speed. I could. It's another legendary, so it works with Pot of Greed. You know, it is nice. I'm just gonna do it. It's not dummy good for Gravedigger, but if it's increasing his swing speed on his basic attack, and a little known thing is that it will also increase the speed of his summoned minions, the same way that, for example, a Skul like Predator can use his skills faster. There we go, look at that, look how fast Pike is attacking now. That's some fast damage, dude. If I do this, you should notice that the Othellos stab pretty quick, and they stab quicker. I don't know how noticeable it is. I just know from what I've been told that that's how it works. I don't typically build attack speed on my Gravediggers. Funny enough, but, you know, I've done crazier things before for builds, so why stop now? Gonna summon a bunch of summons. Fancy that. It's a Gravedigger run. Why wouldn't I summon? I mean, who would have seen that one coming? Oh, Macbeth. Oh, Macbeth. Damn. That's a lot of slamming damage from Macbeth. I was gonna join and they're already dead. Moving on, we have another reroll NPC. I'm not too fussed on that. I've got parry on my spear, and I've got strong summons on my Gravey, so I am plenty happy with the results so far. Let me just do some quick killing with my little spear dude. You can just stand there and fight those guys. They only attack when you turn your back to them. They're basically boo. They're little boos. They're shy. They don't wanna... Don't look at me! Don't look at me! I don't want to be seen! I'm shy and stuff, except, you know, they're actually really, really annoying in, like, one or two particular rooms, so I don't have an issue with just killing them with no regrets whatsoever. I don't care that they're shy. Be shy. I will still end you. Summon dudes. He's gonna summon minions. If you kill those guys fast enough before the actual summons appear on the screen, you can prevent the summons entirely. But you would need to have a pretty strong burst damage attacker. Oh, my Othellos are attacking them. That's what's happening. I was wondering why the spear dude wasn't down here. But it was Othellos. Spearing them in the booty. That's why they're dead and gone and will not be remembered. Forgotten immediately. Come down once again. Bam! Here we are. Land of the Damned. Summon some Othellos. Don't really care about Macbeth summoning right here. Othellos will take care of it all on their own. We have an NPC that's going to give us an item at the cost of 710. Unless he gives me a legendary or an item that I really want to use, I'm basically setting myself up for a ripoff. And yeah, Knight's Determination is actually one of the two premium items that I would say newer players who are learning the game should use. As far as new players are concerned with learning the game and getting used to everything, there are two things you can do, right? You could turn on, if I can get there, rookie mode, right? You could turn on rookie mode, which is basically just, it makes you take 50% less damage from what I understand. It's not gonna, like, you know, hold your hand completely. The bosses still do all the same attacks. The enemies are still the same. Everything is the same. It just makes you die slower, so you have a chance to actually see what enemies do and deal with them. And Knight's Determination decreases your incoming damage by a big fat 30% whenever your HP is low. It also gives you Heart, which increases your total HP, and Endure, which damage received is reduced for a few seconds after you get hit. So there's a lot of damage reduction built into this one item. And the thing that you pair it with is the Priest's Staff, which also activates when you're at 30% HP or less. You see the synergy here, two items that both activate under the same condition. So Knight's Determination makes you take less damage while you're low on HP. And then, wouldn't you know it, the Priest's Staff will heal you while you're below 30% HP. So it's a nice way of saying, hey, I'm low on life and I'm at risk of dying. How about I just stop taking so much damage and live? It's a great combination of items. I recommend it for all the new players out there, as well as rookie mode. There's no shame. Fire away. Use rookie mode to learn the game. If you're a super duper pro awesome gamer who doesn't want to use no rookie mode, then good for you. Good for you, dude. But there is no shame in using it if you want to learn the game. I know people who use rookie mode to do speed runs. I know people who use rookie mode to do theory testing on items and skull builds and stuff like that. Don't worry about it. Fire it up if you need to. Raven Monarch's Feather, I don't care about that. It's magic. It does have some good swap synergy, especially with this axe, but I'm not fussed on it right now. Instead, we're gonna go and start this fourth adventurer fight. Oh no. Well, actually, I mean, yeah, this is fine. I haven't fought this guy in ages. Ages, dude. It's been a while. He's gonna leap at me. I'm gonna swap out to Gravy Bread. And I'm gonna summon some of that Macbeth. I'm gonna summon some of that Othello. I'm probably gonna get hit with some attacks while I set all this up, because I don't... Whoa, dude. Talk about rude. Talk about rude dudes in the chat. Hello? Oh, he's dead. Oh, well. He's an annoying fight. Not that you would think that, because Gravey and Shadow Knights just kind of Sent him 6 feet under. Man, his spirit left before he had a chance to really think about what happened. Anyway, Ice Scale Spaulders, Hydra, Clown. I mean, Hydra's funny, you know. Hydra's kind of funny to use, but it's not going to replace Shadow Knights. I don't need the fragments. I'm not going to get to 100 in time. Let's destroy this. I don't want it. Get the money, move on. Swap to Pike just to get through the room faster. Go into the money room, come down here. Oh look, I can drop in and summon some dudes. That should be enough dudes. This room should be done. Or at least that section of the room should be done. Let me summon some Othello action over here. Let me boot this guy off the edge, or we'll kill him either way. Are my summons upstairs killing that statue? They are. My summons down here kill these guys. It's all done. Handled. Like I said before, if you don't think that Gravedigger is a premium, awesome, amazing, super duper duper powerful Power Skull, I can't help you. I can't help you. If you don't think that he's good, I can't... I don't know what else to say to try and impress upon you. Wow, I knocked that guy up to the top floor. I'm a little bit surprised. I wasn't trying to do that, but whatever, we'll go with it. Let's get a little bit of spear action in here. Let's poke that guy to death. Oh wait, that's right. I need to get rid of this guy up here. Why did I forget that you exist? Whoa! Send him sky high real quick. Smash him. He's gonna do his little light ball attack. Ugh. Die, dude. Double jump and dash past that. There we go. Let's summon some Othellos. I dashed right into that tackle. Yes, you can still make mistakes when you're fighting. I make them all the time. I make them all the time. People seem to think that I'm this dude who I just race through skull runs. I take no damage. I never make a mistake. I never forget anything. No. If you're one of the people who are able to make it to my Twitch streams and you've ever watched me play Skull live, you know that is a giant lie. You know that is not at all how it is. Not even a little bit how it is. I wish that was how it is, but no. That is not how it is. I'm going to let my summons back there take care of those enemies, and I'm going to come over here. Oh. I think there's some dudes left alive over there. But I'm going to let my... Oh no, wait. They're still going. It's all good. I'll come and help you. I'll come back you up. Good work, dudes. Good work. Meanwhile, the statues, I think, have spawned? Yeah, they have. Oh man, they're doing such a good job. Get them, Othellos. Oh, cool. Look, they've basically killed this statue for me. Both of them. Nice. Man, if you don't think Gravey is good, I'm not going to harp on it, but man, he is good. Ooh. Oh, man. Berserker now. Oh, man. But you know what? I'm actually at that point where we're coming up on the Joan fight, and there's basically nothing else that I'm really worried about doing. Oh, shoutouts to Banshee, by the way. Fantastic new contestants. Let's do it. People really like Berserker. And he has Bone Scream, which just means... if I were to stack up my Pain and Despair... I'm sorry, this is going to take a minute because Pain and Despair on a Power Skull is a bit slower than most others. I just need to keep dashing and not lose my 30 stacks. We have 30 stacks right now. If I Scream, Berserker's going to swing really fast, but if I swap out... Gravey's going to... Look at Gravey swinging! Look at him swinging! He's swinging for the hills! And that's the main reason why I'd like to keep Berserker, because Berserker at Unique with Bone Scream is very good utility. The Mad Axe is nice too, like, it's just, big thunk damage. I say that because, you know, when they get hit by it, they're sitting there thunking about what in the world just hit them. It was a giant axe. Oh, the ring! I could get Harmony, which would mean an extra 40% physical damage, but... given the items I've already... I don't want to take it. No, I don't want to take it. Aha! However, I will take Gunpowder Sword, which is a very powerful, borderline broken, in fact, I'm going to say broken item, especially when paired with the Thieves' Black Steel Dagger. Because the Thieves' Black Steel Dagger, when stacked up to a full 20, is giving 2% crit each for each stack. It goes to 20 times, that's 40%. Quick muffs, and the Gunpowder Sword, upon successful crits, will cause an explosion that deals physical damage. I can just tell you right now, with Shadow Knights plus the summons all doing attacks at the same time, we're going to get a lot of crits, we're going to get a lot of explosions. I'm going to get rid of wind armor. It's the last kind of like utility item that's not directly contributing towards damage. You don't have to build the same way I am. I highly do recommend that you take at least maybe 2, if not 3 defensive or utility type items if you're kind of concerned about survivability. Items like Sylphid Wings can help a lot because you move faster in the air and get an extra jump. Items like Wind Armor for more dashes, just get away from stuff, mash the dash, cross your fingers, you get lucky. Warrior's Pauldrons, the big shield in front of you, very good item. I've already gone over Knight's Determination when paired with the Priest Staff, or just either one of them on their own, but when they're put together, it magnifies their effects. There's a lot of good utility that you can take that will help your run succeed more. But for me, and what I normally do is, once I'm at a threshold, once I'm at a point where I have a victory condition, which for me is just do big damage, kill them before they kill me. That's what I'm gonna do. And we've re-rolled into Master Fighter. Master Fighter increases physical and magic by 70% if there are 2 or less enemies around. Perfect for boss fights. The only boss fights where this is, susceptible to not be active at all times is Joan, if she summons a bunch of little minions, and the Chimera, specifically when the minions are on the screen. Otherwise, this works for all boss fights, and every adventurer fight except Act 3. So this item has a lot of good use. This is one of the OG amazing items, because it gives so much of that good stuff. Now, I don't really want to have to make the hard choice of ditching one of my big offensive, sorry, not defensive. I'm still thinking about 2 minutes ago, offensive items. But the sword, everyone would say, ditch the sword. Hold up, let me show you real quick why I wouldn't ditch the sword. The sword does 25% physical attack, right? The inscriptions are Courage and Empire. Empire, 9 out of 10 times, kinda meh, but it's really good on boss fights. If you can drop Empire up under the Chimera's face, you've just got 15%, even on 1 stack of Empire, that's 15% more physical and magical damage for pretty much that entire fight. Because, as far as Chimera is concerned, the safest place to stand is directly under her. For Yggdrasil, it kind of sucks more because, verticality is a bit weird for him, stuff on the ground and you being in the air or being on his little tree branches. Yggdrasil is weird, I'll give you that. The Sisters, you could drop this dead center in the middle of the room or on one of the corners and, I guess it takes up about 1/5 of the screen. You could, more often than not, just bait them into coming over to you because the Sisters always go where you are. And Joan, that's one of those ones where it's like, okay, it kind of sucks on Joan, but the hero is pretty similar to the Sisters. He's going to be coming after you. It's not bad to be sitting there. Now, the second inscription, Courage, amplifies physical attack by 15%. Right now, if I were to get rid of the sword, I would lose a stack of Courage, so I'd go from 15% down to 10%. I'm losing 5% right there, as well as 25% from the sword. So I would be losing 30% physical attack, right? As opposed to, I get rid of Brawler's Knuckle, I lose 25%, and I lose 7% critical hit, which is redundant because 40% from this is more than enough. 7 is not going to make or break anything. I am more than happy to ditch this and take this, because the 70% big damage that I get from Master Fighter in the first place is more than going to make up for whatever I've lost from ditching my my Brawler's Knuckle. I'm going to quickly scream, do a little ha, and yell. Start summoning my summons, get them all over the screen. Dudes are going to spawn everywhere. I could be doing Shadow Knights right now just to wipe this room from the face of the earth. Instead, I'm going to just do it the slow and steady and normal way. I don't want Shadow Knights to completely ruin everything in this little demonstration video. Mostly because I don't want to have to redo it all. I have a lot of stuff that I'm saying and doing all at the same time, and I don't want to have to start over. This is one of those rooms where I really much should or could just summon Shadow Knights and call it a day. I'm not going to. I should, could, not going to. Instead, I'm going to summon minions and let them call it a day. Because the minions are also ridiculously good. As you can see, everything is... it's all basically dead. Yeah, Shadow Knights indeed, right? Oh, it's Ninja Mask. Wait, do I take the time to do some testing? I don't want to get rid of anything for Ninja Mask. Same reason I wouldn't get rid of the basic sword applies to the Solar Sword, except I don't have Empire. I've got Adaptation. Nah. I'm gonna find out that someone in the comments is all like, "Yo, why didn't you take Ninja Mask? It actually does work exactly the way that you were hypothesizing. You had a chance to do big dummy brain damage and kill them even faster." I know, it's okay. Don't worry. At this point in time, the run is really, really strong. I'm not too fussed about Ninja Mask if it does work that way. Another room that I could or should just decide I'm going to summon Shadow Knights. I won't. There we go. I don't need to destroy his cage and free him. I don't care about losing a bit of life for a skull. Let's move on. I've taken a bit of heat. I've taken some damage by being a bit lazy and reckless. Don't do as I say, not as I do. Don't do what Beelz does. Otherwise, you'll probably die the way that I sometimes do by getting a little bit too greedy and a bit over enthused about throwing my body into harm's way for the sake of killing enemies quickly. Now, coming into the giant fight, the strategy is very simple. I'm going to try and summon some Macbeths over on the totems because Macbeth will slam and jam and just obliterate them. I'll try and get Othello in the middle roughly, and he should be able to poke in either direction. Oh, you're going to start with this, are you? Hang on, let me get my Macbeth. Oh, my little TNT thing actually procced and got me hurt right there. It pushed me up into the... Wow, that thing's already dead. Man, oh man. You're really not messing around, Macbeth. Okay. I said I was going to, and I did. I did. Look at them go. Look at the damage they're doing. Hold up. I gotta get more summons. I gotta destroy dudes. Oh, no, it's done. It's too late. Swap out. I want to get some gravestones up the top on the platform. So I'm gonna prepare and swap out to Gravey. Summon the knights. Swap out. Summon this. Summon this. Summon this. She's over there doing big beams and stuff. I'm just gonna stand here. I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna stand up here. Just predict where she is. Avoid the beams. I'm gonna break some of these little dudes. Get the summons out. Bash past all of that. Unfortunately, she's not standing where I want her to stand. Madam? Oh, you're standing in a bad spot now. That's... Ooh, I wouldn't want to stand there if I were you. Oh, this move right here. Find an empty spot. I'm gonna swap out to Berserk real quick. Just do some screaming and shouting. There we go. Big damage. And she's dead. Fantastic. This is not a boss guide, if you couldn't already tell. This is just showing what I do in a full run, no edits, with a little bit of my thinking and rationale put behind what I do, so that you guys have a bit of a cleaner idea as to how I'm building my runs. I've had enough people all say, "Hey, Beelz, can you please make a video where you just show us doing a full run from start to finish, no cuts." We already know that you explain a lot of your decision making in the videos, but we just want to see... Man, the crits are huge. We just want to see it done raw. And that's what this is. I hope you guys have been enjoying the raw run, the rawest of runs. Clone Stamp with double Miser. Wow. I would have kept that for most of the run if I'd gotten that back in Act 1. Mage's Mana Bracelet's really good for Gravey. Anything that affects his cooldowns, really, really good. Is this... yeah, it's Phantom. I keep thinking it's Spectre, but it's not. I would take this, but once again, damage compromise. Our build is already pretty good. It's like... It's pretty dummy good, to be honest. We have 5 stacks of Pot of Greed. We've got Hope Slasher. We've got all the crits in the world. Gunpowder Sword. Now... Looking at the relative value of these items, they're about in the higher upper tier of 3,000. If I re-roll, I'll land pretty much down in that late 3,900 area, and could then afford the items that are given. Forbidden Sword, forever a meme, forever a dream. Stop giving me this at this time. Hunter's Wooden Longbow increases critical damage by 50%. This paired with this and this is disgusting. So I am actually going to ditch the Solar Sword, which is, in my opinion, weaker than the Carleon Sword in overall usability, unless you've got the ring to go with the Solar Sword. I'm going to lose a bit of damage, a bit of raw damage, but given how much we're critting and the fact that our summons crit, our Shadow Knights can crit, everything can crit, and everything's going to be doing crits because of our Thieves' Blacksteel Dagger, it's going to be very strong and very good. If you're worried about survivability, I recommend you grab food from the shop before you go into the last area in the last fight with the boss. If you find a food item in the shop that says that it will increase a stat, where's my mouse, for 3 maps. This is 2 maps, right? If it says 3 maps, it will last into the hero fight. If it says 2 maps, it will be lost as you go into the hero fight. So yes, you in fact can take food buffs with you into the hero fight, as long as it's a 3-room one. There are some nice food items that do indeed help you with the hero fight. But outside of that, if you just need the health, go for it. The damage is ridiculous. The damage is actually quite insane. Oh, hey, look at that. It's this room, which means it's that time to thank you for being here and watching this mostly chaotic and not at all to plan little this is how I do my runs run of Gravey with a very, very, I want to say unorthodox, but it's not even unorthodox. It's just dummy good. Dummy good. Ah, he actually hit me. See, look. The knights can hurt you. I got smacked by a knight in the final area. Confirmed. The statue knight guys are actually the hardest enemies in the game. It hit me. It's got the slowest move on Earth, and it still hit me. I suck at this game. Thank you for watching. But in all seriousness, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I don't know if you've learned anything from watching this, to be honest, that either you didn't already know, or maybe you've just like watched this and gone, yeah, great, Beelz, you've got a really powerful build. That doesn't help me when I've got a really average or common build that isn't already bananas like yours. How am I supposed to win if I've got an average build? And to that I say, good point. So if you guys enjoyed this style of video where I ramble on for a bit and do a very methodical, no editing run, I will do more in the attempt to show you guys an actual average run, hopefully an average run. Mans do be dying though, like I said. like I said. I warned you that this would get ridiculous. It's a lot of damage really quick. It's a lot of damage really quick. Man, I'd hate to be you, Mr. Hero, because you're getting destroyed by minions, not even by me. How does it feel to get destroyed by Shakespeare? No! Macbeth! Oh! Yeah, alright, that was a pretty fast fight! They're still going, Stop, he's giving up already. Little ghosty dudes fall down with us, that's nice. I'm gonna swap out to the Berserker, wait for the cooldown on Gravey, and then swap back to him, so that I can get more summons. Oh wait, I could just summon Shadow Knights. Let me scream on him, let me do this, let me do some of this, let me summon this, let me summon this. Yeah, he's dead, let's just walk away. No, don't beam at me. You're done. You're actually done, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude, I'm sorry, that's all there is to it. Now, you know what, I'm here. Let's show you guys something really cool for a second. I'm going to destroy all my items. I'm gonna show you something. This is what I do when I am collecting thumbnails for my videos. A little behind the scenes action for you right now. Oh, look at that. I had a lot of gold worth of items. So I could just stand here like this and catch a screenshot, or while editing, catch an image of Gravedigger in his final legendary form, or I'll go back to the moment where he did become legendary and take a picture of him then. The annoying part with Gravey is the little ghosts are in the way, and I don't want to get him in my picture, but as the tombs are disappearing, it makes it a bit easier. And I might, you know, I'll do a swing, and was there a dude there? And somehow hit an invisible ghost that was spawning under me as I did it. Or I'll swing, do some moves. You might see one of these still images. I might use that one right there when he pauses and holds it up in the sky. Yeah, that. I might. Dude, could you? Damn it, dude! Stop spawning. I'm trying to get it. There we go. I've done enough swings. I might do some aerial ones. Maybe I'll take that shot of him plunging into the ground. Yeah, that one right there. It could be that one. You never know. Anyway, that's my thumbnail process. If I was gonna do it for Berserker, I'd do, oh, swing, oh, take that. Oh, that right there, that shot right there, that freeze frame of him landing, yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, let me walk out of here. Let me drop down. Yeah. Plummet. 47 minutes. Oh, that's a nice video right there. 47 minutes long. Might be a little bit longer after I get through the credits. Like I said, I'm not doing any... Whoops. I'm not doing any cuts. I'm trying to skip the credits before they even show up. There we go. That's been my start to finish Skul run that actually accidentally turned into a very strong Gravedigger run. My apologies. If you didn't learn anything, I'm sorry. I'll try and whip up another one of these at some point and do another one. Especially considering that I'm getting close to finishing my mainline showcases on all the skulls. I've almost covered all of them, which means future Skul videos after that are just going to be fun videos where I do wacky builds or really OP builds like you just saw right there. Yeah. I think that's about it. I think that's all I really have to say. So let me get into position. Let me stand next to the fire right here. Hold up. That's about good. Let me do my little zoom. There's that only edit you're gonna get. Hang on. But with all of that said and done, I've got to get out of here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Gravedigger no edits how I do the build run, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.